Hey, so we're going live. We're going to try this new contraption out from Counselor Stephen Hoyt. Thank you so much. It's still going, but you can hear me. The question of the night, is it ever appropriate for a woman to make the first move? Y'all scared?
Yes, it's appropriate. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So,
There you go.
so when is it? So nobody said no. So what's the best way to do this? Like, how should a woman approach a man and say, look, I'm interested? Because with so many different women.
Well, you know, we got some real strong women nowadays. So they I mean, I ain't seen them literally about knock you down to go holler at somebody. You know, you think they coming towards you, but they coming to the dude right next to you, you know. And can I buy you a drink? You be like, oh, okay, y'all getting bold nowadays. These new age women.
But how many women want the same thing? Like, we want husbands, we want providers, we want friendship, we want companionship. So, like, you do have to make your presence known, right?
One thing I say is you got to, number one, be creative. A lot of women use the same technique to get men attention the same way men use the same technique to get women attention. So it's almost if it's not tailored to where y'all at, what's going on, and things of that nature, it could be an ineffective attempt.
Well, if an ugly dude say something, let's just be honest. If an ugly dude say something to you that's real nice and flattering, it's almost offensive. It's perverted. He's stalking me. But if a fine dude say the same thing, then it's, oh my God, you know, he's saying everything right. You know what I'm saying? So really, even the lamest line from the right person or fly. So I mean, you know, it's
the lamest line from the right guy.
Yeah. He quote me.
Well, honestly,
all the time, being looking nice, being a nice looking dude, you still get shot down. But back in my shooting days, let me just say, I'm a fox, by the way.
So what you trying to say? You're a nice. So for the record, you said you're a nice looking dude.
But I'm glad.
Hold on, I'm gonna keep it real. Back in my shooting days.
So you don't shoot no more too.
Yeah, they'll be like, no,
You was still a fox then too?
I was a fox then, you know.
Hey, look at me.
As soon as the camera come right here, they get real. Yeah, fine.
So it's about the approach. What is a suitable approach then? What makes you say, okay?
I would prefer if women would just speak their complete mind. Look, dude, I find you attractive. I do like you a little bit. Please don't say anything to mess this up. I mean, because they feel like, a lot of women feel like we as men will talk ourselves out of the situation. So my thing is that if you feel, first of all, you should be attracted to a dude that's dumb anyway. So you should have a little conversation with him anyway. But, you know, still, if that's the case, if that's what's on your mind, say that. No, I mean, we're not mind readers.
Don't approach with the attempt to try to meet a husband, to meet a friend first. Who is this guy? Yeah, if you got that in mind, like I want this husband, I want this guy here looks nice, he look like he husband material, you're going to walk up and you're going to say something that's going to make him run, or you're going to expose your hand too quick and he going to play you. He going to say, all right, I see what you want. I see how I can get you in the bed.
I think how I can do it. I think most guys, we like competition, but it not the kind of competition. It's like a real tricky thing. Submissive but not submissive. You know, available but not not available. You know what I'm saying? Like
easy.
Like not just easy. Like
not
just
too much sauce.
not too. It's like adding salt to.
Give me all the sauce. I'll put some on the side.
Okay.
And quit playing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Quit
I'm
playing.
married now, so I'm just speaking from back in the old days. But why might be looking? Old day, baby.
So being authentic, but think about how many people are not comfortable with themselves, with their true, authentic self. So, like, if I'm not comfortable with it, how do what do I present? How can I not?
The representative. You know how they say usually when you first meet somebody, like Kenny was saying, like exposing your hand too quick and all that. I feel like some people, they already come with a front. So it's kind of like, let me warm up to you first. And some people, have the mindset of, I'm going to try to make you, hear what you want to hear. But you wouldn't know that if, like Kenny said, you putting everything out there right there and then. you shouldn't be looking for, like you said, the husband or the wife initial conversation. That's unrealistic to expect that, when you first meet.
So tips for how someone should be authentic in the beginning.
Man, I missed out on so much stuff in my 20s.
I don't know how you're gonna tell somebody to be authentic. Like, I feel like it's just kind of either you can
How did
be.
you find your authentic self?
I think I'm still finding my authentic self every day. To be completely honest, I think some days I'm fake as hell.
Wow.
And I'm just being 100 with you.
But you know it.
But I know and I own it. And some days I'm real, but it's
I found my authentic self through mistakes. Basically, if I cared about a mistake I made, then that's me.
Right.
If I didn't care about a mistake I made, that's me. So I pretty much know which the things that I care about and the things I don't care about. And the things I don't care about, I'm pretty much honest with them up front and letting you know up front. This is me in my 40s, not in my 20s. In my 40s, yes. I tell you things up front, let you deal with it. Because I missed out on so much stuff in my 20s, not being honest.
The best game when I was not married. The best game I ever encountered was the truth. When I tell you, like, if I had known this when I was in my 20s, I probably wouldn't be married. But I'm being
But he
honest.
married.
Women love. See, when you tell a woman the truth, she got an option to yay or nay. And a lot of times, the truthfulness and the honesty will produce a yay, and they'll keep going just to see to like you even more.
You know what it produces first? It produces the respect to get
Right.
the
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah,
the thing is that
yeah.
you gave them that option. Because I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of times the women aren't going to like that truth.
Right,
Still might not like it, but will respect you as a man for putting it out there.
right.
What kind of truth?
Like where you at, what you doing, who you are.
what you really want.
Women should put out all their deal breakers on the
So
tip.
when you say that she should put all her deal breakers out like at the meet. So if she said, "Hey, I really just need somebody to come home and handle this real
Right.
quick tonight,"
Or-
that's really what I'm looking
or-
for.
and-
So you want her to
Think
want her to.
Think of it like this.
So I'm saying that's what you want. You want her to say, "Hey, this off the rip. Listen, I ain't trying to be your friend. I don't even got to talk to you no more after tonight. But tonight, I need you to, what I'm saying, come on to apartment A."
If that's so true, speak it. If that's so true, speak it.
And then in 2 weeks she'll be like,
I love you, boo.
right.
I think,
Love me.
I think
Y'all know, like,
Now he may
That's a whole nother show.
not be putting in that kind of
Love everyone nice.
I think though, when you talk about being genuine, how somebody can be genuine with their approach, and this is for a lot of people. You have to find your purpose in life, because see, your purpose is going to pretty much guide you down a path that's going to be consistent because of the fact that you're following your purpose. A lot of us haven't found that yet. That's why we get in relationships and then we start changing into different people because we just kind of floating around.
But now they said now sometimes they said that your soulmate helps you find your purpose.
Well, see, let me tell you about this here. Your soulmate, with this soulmate thing. This soulmate
I'm
thing
sorry.
is a myth, y'all. I'm gonna go and say it is a myth. It's
A
not a
myth.
soulmate. You know what it
Why do you
is?
think it's a myth?
I'm gonna tell you why. It's a myth because of the fact that it's you relying on someone else to complete you.
Right.
Here's
I can
the
ride
thing.
with that.
When you
I might have to disagree, but go ahead.
you have to actually, with the Most High, you have to complete who you are. So therefore, that person that comes into your life, they pretty much align to your needs. But see, just like this dude say in Genesis, it even talks about how the man is supposed to cultivate the woman into what he needs her to be in order for him to be successful as far as what he's doing. The problem is that a lot of men don't really know who we are or our purpose, or we want to cultivate a woman to just be on our side with no purpose at all. So it makes a woman feel like, I got to cultivate myself, or I need to find a man that, guess what, I need to cultivate into what I need to be in order to help. And so that soulmate stuff, I feel like it's out the window. It's crap. You gotta complete yourself, Get with somebody that actually respects your journey. And if you find somebody that respect your journey, they'll bring to the table things that needed on your journey.
That's
Help you
kinda
get
like
there.
What about grow
It
together?
does. It's like a TED Talk.
It got to be that way, because when you think about it, a relationship is still that. We make a relationship different when we talk about like dating and business. They really contain the same variables,
elements. You're
the
right.
same
You're
elements.
right.
So if you approach it in
What's
that
up,
particular
Alon?
case, you'll be straight. You got to just look at it like everything can't be so emotional. I want to lay back, head over heels, and just let you just carry me off. No, you have to be attentive to what's going on. You have to be attentive to a person's needs, and you also have to fluctuate and flex to be that person's soulmate and that person's needs on their journey.
I saw one of
That's what it's
your
about.
girlfriend ask her if you do all this at the house.
Man, let me tell you something. I do that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't easy. So that's one thing a woman can say, got to understand, is that when you walk up to a dude and say, hey, or you meet a guy and you trying to get in a relationship with him, or you trying to be engaged, you trying to be a wife, you got to understand you asking for a hell of a job. You got to carry some serious weight to be a man's wife. And it ain't just all what he gonna do for you. It's about you, what you gonna bring to the table for him. That's it. I'm serious. It's a job. You asking for a big job, asking to be a man's wife.
I agree with that.
I agree. I'm gonna have to ask the ladies who would actually be a wife.
You know what I'm saying?
Partly. What's the percent? What is the percentage of people that get divorced over finances? Like it's
large.
It's a lot.
So basically, if people married their business partners more often, no, I'm saying, but that's why
Financial situations.
I'm just saying, but if people married their business partners more often, then wouldn't that number go down?
That'll decrease. How we won't. Yeah. That's a great point.
Finances, infidelity. Said, but I'm just saying, but if people marry their business partners more often, then
Yeah, because honestly, you can stay into a situation if the money right. I can stay in a situation.
Yeah, everybody do that. They do it a lot. They do that a lot, man. Hey, I know chicks that get their head bounced off the wall like a basketball. And they ain't going nowhere. That money just right. The money right. I'm sorry.
But I will just to piggyback off something Kenny said. I am one of them people that'll be like, I'm a hoe. Like people like, well, you lead a better half. But like, no, I'm a hoe by myself.
Yeah.
So I'm not really looking for another half.
You want someone to compliment you. You want someone that you want a companion.
Man, you don't need nobody to complete you, help you find yourself. What?
But I do.
35, man, you better quit playing. But
I do think sometimes.
I agree with you.
WBHJ Midfield Birmingham, HD1, WALJ Northport Tuscaloosa. 95.7 Jam.
The views and opinions expressed by the host, panel, and guests do not necessarily state or reflect those of the company and its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions of the guests do not reflect those of the host, the show, the management, and the station. Turn your radios up, follow and flow with us on social media, and enjoy the show. Let's get vital.
You can put a little volume in there too.
I got a call the other day from one of my partners in rhyme. He said he really missed the way music used to inspire the mind. And I replied that I've been going through the same thing that he had. And I pray about it so much I think I need some knee pads. I'm just saying, it ain't a matter of being black or white. It's more like a matter of being whack or right. No tooted, but me and my folk wanna hear the facts of life. Something uplifting after I say it tonight. We all sinners. Pray that I make the best out each day that the law give me. Quench my thirst for life, why not? We all live it. We make it complicated, but could it be y'all simple? That's when I turned on my system to stimulate my mental. Heard her jazz a little later, I think she said her name was Woo. She was touching on topics that take effect on me and you. Now I'm thinking to myself, that's what my people need to do. Stand up and be accountable for you. Man, speak your point of view, that's what it's all about. Freedom of speech is what they tell us all the law allows. Still we some fighters, doing it for the good kids, thugs, and all the lifers. And I gotta keep my information vital.
95.7 Jams, you're listening to the show Vital. I'm your host, Lady Wu. The crew is in the building. Introduce yourselves, please.
It's your boy Big Stud checking in.
What's up, y'all? It's Courtney.
And Kenny Talk is here.
It's your boy Ant in the building. How y'all doing?
You know it's Blue.
Your girl, Christine Lee.
Wonderful, everyone's here. We have special guests in studio. We will introduce them as they come to the mic. So we have a lot to cover tonight. A lot of things happening in the news. We're not going to really talk about those things, but one in particular, we'll go straight to it. Gardendale happened this week, and there was a well, I guess you could still consider it a murder-suicide because of the way that it ended. But a man in the Gardendale area killed his estranged or ex-wife and 2 other people, and their daughter witnessed it, and then he drove to Florida where he committed suicide in the parking lot of a bank. That's the short of the story. So, social media, of course, they were the #1 reporters, and they had the most opinions about the situation, and the main thing was that it wasn't covered the same way that most situations are covered over 65 when you get back into the inner city, and that a lot of people were not really bothered by this situation, which was disturbing. What did you all hear about that?
Yeah, I didn't actually hear. To be honest, it wasn't blew up as much as a lot of murders and things that happen in the city normally. It was just something that kind of flew across and then just kind of died down. So all of the specifics that you just named is kind of new to me. It's almost if social media and I guess the trending of it behind a lot of different situations. I guess it might be done on purpose to be able to say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what needs to be trending. But for this piece, I mean, I heard it and then it kind of went away for me.
Well, I guess the reason why, you said that some people feel like it doesn't affect them. And the reason why it doesn't affect them is because, I mean, all the other activity that's been going on in Gardendale has pretty much, separated, a certain group from a certain group. And they feel like, why should we feel connected now when you be trying to push us out?
Yeah, because they their own country over there, Gardendale.
The whole country?
They just by themselves over there.
But the situation should not.
But
be,
no,
it shouldn't be discredited that happened, and it was traumatic.
And honestly, it wasn't. The only reason I think I was well informed about it is because, I mean, I had an accident. I'm not in my car, so I don't have XM radio anymore. So I was actually listening to the local radio station in the car that I'm driving right now. So I was just driving and I just heard about it. And, you listening to it as you're driving, but you don't really think of the only thing that bothered me was when they were saying they was going to put the city on lockdown or something like that.
So that was one of the main issues. How often do you hear that with a situation that involves 2 African Americans or something similar? That was a lot of the issue that people had. So we'll leave that there. Just wanted to bring it to your attention because that is the one news story that we all heard about, that we all discussed before the show started. All right, moving right along. In studio, we have a good friend of ours, Tish. Remember last year, and maybe even year before last, Tish came on the show in search of a kidney. Y'all, Tish is looking so good.
Yes,
Tish put on all her weight back. She's out. She's able to not have to go home and get on dialysis. Everything is cool. Come to the mic, Tish. And she brought us some brownies. Y'all know she's a baker, and it's really good. We are so happy about what happened with you.
I am happy, and how it happened was a true blessing. Like Facebook. Everybody thinks Facebook is everybody thinks social media is bad, but in this case, it was all good. A friend of mine tagged me in a post. 2 sisters, their brother had just passed from an aneurysm, and they wanted to honor his wishes as an organ donor. And they put up a post. Wow. She tagged me in the post. I sent them my information. 2 days later, I got the call.
Wow. And then how soon after that did you get the kidney?
I got it like that Monday. That Sunday, they called me into UAB, ran all the tests up until 5 o'clock in the morning. Monday, I was getting the kidney.
Well, that's awesome.
So exciting. So when I saw it on social media, I was like, how did I not know that this happened?
I kept it a secret until they ran all the tests and made sure everything, because you know about it, Christine, that they run numerous of tests to make sure it's a match. And he was a perfect match. As soon as the kidney went in, everything, like my skin changed.
Really?
Automatically.
So how do you feel now?
I have so much energy. Like I said, I've been busy. Like every weekend, baking, catering, back to back. Like I have been busy. Like I took, a month off after getting a kidney transplant. I was back baking.
Can you believe that you were as sick as you were and that you went through that ordeal?
No, because everybody was just like, you were just looking normal. Like you was just doing the same stuff. I was still traveling, packing that little machine up and that equipment and heading off. I didn't change anything about my life, and I think that's the main thing, that when you have a sickness or something, you just have to continue on with life. Life goes on.
And so now that life has gone on and you are recovered, are you 100% back to the Tish that I knew in high school?
Yes, probably better, because I think the whole situation changed my view on life and everything. So I'm I'm a whole lot better, like the way I view things, everything.
This is wonderful.
Yep.
Y'all remember these stories and these conversations?
But I remember you came on the show once before, and I remember you from the first. I'm sorry. So I remember you the first time that you came on the show and you talked to us, and you look amazing.
Oh,
like,
thank
but
you.
you could have told, you could have bought some like chicken and rice or some pork chops or
Really?
something. You know, you said you be catering.
I'm
so.
a baker.
Oh, okay.
Brownies.
Okay, I got the brownies. All right, I'm hungry. Y'all, I'm hungry. I'm
We
sorry.
got a cosign on them brownies on there. So they're super fly.
Check out the Facebook page and see the brownies and chat with Tish. You can go live and just send her your thoughts. Like, this is just amazing. So we have a kidney donor in studio and a kidney recipient, and we talked to both of them and had just heard that organ donation is not always the end of the world. Sometimes it's the beginning of somebody else's stud.
Buy the brownies.
Buy the brownies.
Those some brownies from Tish, y'all.
Christine. Technical difficulty.
Yes, I wanted to give a special shout out to my recipient, Jerome, and his beautiful fiance, Monica. They will be getting married in September. So we'll be going to the wedding then, so celebrating them. So I'm so happy for them. And he's doing very well.
How do you feel after donating?
I feel good. I feel like I'm about 90%, honestly. It's like my energy level, I would have to say. It just takes me a little longer to kind of bounce back from activity. Like yesterday, we went to Alabama Splash Adventure. I'm still tired. I am. So it's just like it's just like I feel like I have to recoup a little longer than usual.
Okay. Well, we are so happy, Tish.
Oh,
we are
thank you.
really, really, really so happy, and we are so glad that social media served a great purpose.
Yes.
It really did. So we are grateful to God for that connection that was made for you.
About time, social media. So.
Okay. Really good. Social media is also good when you talk about legal needs and what's vital, and how to contact people, how to get in touch with people, how to find out who's who, what they look like. That's what social media does. So we have some insight on that tonight. We have attorney Dan Crane in studio. And you want to say something right quick?
Well, I mean, I was just gonna pick it. She said Alabama Splash. I didn't even know it was still open.
Yes.
It's very much still open. It's very much
That was like a news flash for me.
Do you not watch TikTok? Okay. So yeah, there's a lot going on in the city, and a lot of people have a lot of questions and come into a lot of different situations. We were talking about personal issues, but then there's a such thing as personal injury. Everybody's heard the name. His name is Dan Crane, attorney at law. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well.
So welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what makes you relevant to this demographic.
Well, first, I'm from Orlando, Florida. I like to tell everybody that. Gotta know I'm from the O.
Okay.
But I came to Birmingham, and I've been here for some time now. But personal injury is the predominantly practice that I do. And how it relates to us is that it's helping people that would not know what they're entitled to.
Okay.
A lot of times, people, our generation or people like us, they don't have the level of understanding of all of the legal things that they're entitled to. And when something like an accident happens, whether it's a fender bender or a major accident, they're not sure of all the rights that they're entitled to, and that's where I come in.
So people need you to really break down what they're entitled to. What are some instances where personal injury may occur?
There's a lot of, anytime that your body is injured, that's
Okay.
a personal injury. You slip and fall, that's a personal injury. If you punch me, that's a personal injury. But anytime that there's an injury to your body, that's a personal injury, and it's a civil action, and there's things that you're entitled to, and that's what I try to educate people on, is that there's remedies to injuries.
Gotcha. Car accident, slip and falls.
Falling out of a tree. I had a client fall out of a tree. I shattered his entire wrist.
But whose fault is that?
Well, when you get into it, every case is fact specific.
Okay.
And so in that situation, he was on a ladder and he was cutting down a tree, and it was another guy was helping him. And I don't know if you know, but it's like a rope. You pull a rope to pull the branch down, and he prematurely pulled the rope, and it caused the ladder to fall. So he fell about 6-7 feet to the ground, and so yeah, he was injured. It was a negligence thing.
So he sued the guy he was working with?
Well, see, like I said, it's fact specific. It was actually his uncle, but but this is the thing. This when the education comes into. When he fell, he shattered his wrist.
Okay.
And it was on his uncle's property. So he wasn't actually suing his uncle. He was getting his medical bills taken care of by his uncle's insurance company.
Okay.
And so his uncle could not afford to pay for his medicals, and his uncle could not afford for all the time that he missed of work. And so what happened was his uncle's homeowner's insurance picked it up and was able to take care of all those things.
So his premium didn't go up?
Generally, your premiums don't go up unless you are what's called a claim-happy person.
Gotcha.
One accident. That's once. I'm glad you asked that, because what happens is the insurance company has done a great job with leading people to believe that if you make a claim, then your premiums are going to go up. And so what happens is the insurance company gets to keep those dollars because they've trained our mind to think that your premiums will go up if you make a claim. And that's not so true, but if you are a claim-happy person, then yes, your premiums are going to go up.
Claim-happy, what a label.
Claim-happy.
Like some of these women.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I now it makes sense to me, but it's like all insurance policies have a fender bender. Your neck is hurting. Some money allotted for that. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And the thing about it is what I tell most people, or some people that come to me and they say, look, I'm hurt, I have this, I'm missing work, I'm out of pocket, but I don't want to sue the person that actually hit me. And I kind of give them a little education about how it works. What happens is, and I want to try to be real quick with it, real brief, but what happens is anytime you go and get insurance, there's an underwriter and they determine how much, they determine at what point will Woo get in an accident. And they may say, look, Woo's going to get an accident in 2027. Hopefully that's not the case.
And like, why would they even say something?
But that's what they do. They try to determine what the future are for you, and then that's how they put your premium together, based on the area that you live in and based on your history, right? And so what they bet on is by that time coming up, you have paid just about as much as they're going to have to pay out anyway. So what happens is, in the state of Alabama, you have a minimum of $25,000 that you have to have for auto insurance. So the second you cause an accident, what happens is the insurance company have to put $25,000 aside. And what happens is they'll put it aside and say, hey, now you try to collect it. But if you don't collect it, they take it back. And that's their profits. And so anytime an accident happens, if that person has insurance, the insurance company have to put that $25,000 aside and challenge you to collect it.
Well, that's why you're the guy, because a lot of this stuff, a lot of people don't know. I'm going to open the phone lines up because we're going to go to a break after Blue's comment. The number is 741-0957, 741-0957. You can call in with your questions for Attorney Dan Crane about personal injury law. Blue.
I got a question. Not to put you on the spot, but who set the 33%? Like, is that like a national mandate, or how does that work?
It's called
because that's a lot of money. You know, if I get $1 million, then 33%.
At first you said it wrong. You said 30%, but it's actually 33 1/3%. Yeah, that is industry standard. But I'll tell you this: that's a good thing when you think about it in the long run, because what happens is people that generally could not afford an attorney, it opens the gates for them. You can have an attorney. You don't have to put any money out of your pocket. But what happens is the attorney has to front all the money. And so what it is, we're kind of, it's like it's one of those things to where you have to, if an attorney takes your case on a contingency basis, generally it's a business decision and there is money to be had. And what we have to do is we have to front the cost to it. And if we front the cost to it, obviously there's a reward that has to come back to us. Now, one of the good things about it is if an attorney does not collect, then generally there's nothing that you owe the attorney. And so what it does is it allows people access to attorneys that otherwise would not have access.
All right, then. So 30%. It may be a lot, but hey, you got it. You just what it is. So look, the phone lines are open. 741-0957 is the number. You can call in with your questions right now. And then guess what? In a second, getting up in here tonight. So we're going to do. So you want to stay tuned. You want to go to Facebook. You want to add us, and you want to see the live feed. And you also want to call in 741-0957. You can also send your questions or comments to woojams@yahoo.com. WOOJAMZ@yahoo.com. We'll be right back. Tune in, get good music, get good knowledge.
Each and every Monday night from 11 to 1.
Oh, it's all right.